Hi guys, my name is Niniman. Currently I am studying at Canadian Pre-University at Taylor's College in Malaysia. Now I'm going to talk about racism in Malaysia. In my point of view, racism is discrimination against different race based on the belief that their own race is superior. Racism is happened because of the idea of human that can be subdivided into different groups because of their social behavior and innate capacities. So the main cause of racism is not fear, actually is greed. There are many examples of racism in the past. You guys all know that the Holocaust, the genocide during the World War II by Nazi Germany, the stats say that approximately 6 million of Jews were murdered by Germans under the control of Adolf Hitler. So they thought that Jews are inferior race and an alien threat to the German racial community. Another example is racial segregation in United States, especially the American black. So then the discrimination of people of color by white communities. Martin Luther King is the famous preacher who stood for black Americans in the mid of 20th century. So his famous speech, "I Have a Dream," was a defining moment for the civil rights for African American.
I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. I have a dream.
So let's move on to racism in Malaysia. Racism in Malaysia is mostly caused by the politics. We all know that Malaysia is a multi-ethnic country and a peaceful country. So we can see a lot of Chinese, Indians and Malaysian everywhere. So there is a high chance of racism because of different races. According to the survey, 40% of young Malaysians admit to being racist or have shaded of racism. Okay, so it is said that people to be allergic to those who are different from them. So and then after that, in the report of racial discrimination in 2016, there are some highlights. The first one is racial discrimination in education sector. In some academic book of SPTM, they says that the Tamil words are not very prominent in Malay language as they borrowed from other languages such as English and German, Portuguese and Eastern language. So with that case, there becomes a controversy between the Tamil, Indian and Malaysian. The second one is racism in business environment. The chairman of Malaysian Security Force posted on his Facebook with a picture and a sign says that this elevator is transported for halal goods only, not for the other non-halal goods. So it means like you can only use the halal goods on this elevator only. So it doesn't make sense even for a foreigner like me. Third one is the discrimination based on dress code. During back in 2016, the council in Ipoh city celebrate a concert and there is an invitation sent from the staffs with a strong caution and said that no saris are allowed during the concert. So it's like, actually the sari is the dress code for Indian women. So they become controversy and after that they retracted that non-sari invitation card. The next one is about the political groups and people using hate speech as racist things. So you can see that both the ruling government and opposition use the racial cards as a trump card to ensure the political survival and their popularity. The famous example is the preacher Dr. Zakir Naik, who is being given shelter in Malaysia, even under the warrants from India and Pakistan. So it's like his speech are found to be disrespectful to other religions, and like have caused a racial hatred to the another religions. So it's like most of the countries ban him, and then like even in different races in Malaysia disagree with the presence of him. So the next one is the next example is the current Prime Minister and his assistant used some words of racism during the social event back in 2016. The next one is the entrenched racial discrimination among Malaysians. In Facebook, I saw an Indian man share that while he was buying some grocery in the street, and then talk with a young Malay boy, and then like after this, like the boy mothers pulled his child aside from him and told him like not to speak to strangers like him, and like refer the Indian man as a drunkard Indian. So it's like I thought it happened a lot in my country as well. I think it depends on the belief and the faith of this family. The next one is the racial discrimination in the name of religion. That one is one of my friends who is currently studying at University Technology in Petronas in Ipoh told me that even he is like another religion, he forced to fast because of there is no food selling during that time, and he didn't have no rice to cook at all. So it's like he just during fasting with like their other Muslim friends. The next one is the xenophobic behavior. There are a lot of racial discrimination under the category of xenophobic behavior. Sometimes when I ride a Grab or Uber, I found that driver is asking that where are you from, so I'm really afraid to say that I'm from Myanmar because of you guys all know that the current issue between the Myanmar and the Muslim at the Rakhine state. So it's like sometimes I use like other country names instead of Myanmar during that situations. So it's not even in Malaysia, there are a lot of countries who suffering from the effects of racism as well. There is one more thing about Malaysia. Even you are a citizen in Malaysia, but you are not Bumiputra. It means like you are not actually comes from the Malaysia. So it's like a Chinese Malaysian and Indian Malaysian. So you cannot buy any property and land in some areas of Malaysia. And then like in some banks, the interest rate give to Bumiputra is different from like Malaysian with different religions. So it's like in conclusion, actually the Malaysia is a good country to live in because of there are so many ethnic groups and culture. And then like there are a lot of people who is really fluent in English as well. So you can easily communicate with them. And you can buy a lot of their traditional dishes from Chinese and Indian and other races as well. So it's like racism becomes a minor case compared to them. So it's like, okay, so how can we reduce the racism? There are some ways to reduce racism. The first one is speak up if you see racism in action. Let's say it's like someone is using like the racial words and just go and ask him, why do you say that? And that's what's inappropriate to say. And then like, how would you feel if someone said something like that to you? So like just asking that things to him, and then like don't mention like you are a racist or such thing like that. Okay. The second thing is like support and attend the events that celebrates the different cultures. For me, I like to attend the events and learn about the different cultures and interacting with the people. Yeah. And then the third one is know your own conscious and unconscious feelings. I know that every person has stereotypes and bias, right, about people from different races. So it's like think about the ways you may be discriminating to the other people, and please change that attitude and believe as much as you can. Number 4 is educate yourself. Read and learn as much as you can about the other races and culture, and respect their tradition as well. Educating yourself is the way to change your attitude and belief. Number 5 is be kind to yourself. Every person has racial thoughts. Accept that as a normal thing. Instead of being sad or ashamed, put your energy into changing yourself and learning as much as you can. Please try your best and respect. Instead of being sad or ashamed, put your energy into changing yourself and learning as much as you can. Please try your best and respect and share love to the other ethnic groups. Actually, the one said that racism is something you learn, not something you born with, so you can easily change with it. Okay, let's create a community with no racism. That's all. See you next time.